It's not how we feel.
I don't believe that's the truth at all.
So I would recommend that your Food Policy Council would look at coming up with verbiage that would more accurately reflect what I think we all understand what you're saying, and I think everyone in the room understands that. But what that's saying is pretty much that we, in essence, don't care about anybody under 40 acres.
We're not trying to make this a personal or political issue or anything like that.
You are with that sentence. You are.
You want to help me out with the functional parts of this, because you actually farm, Jason.
Well, I think we understand it. I mean, I would imagine everybody up here, we've been around and around with this, and we still haven't figured out the way to do this that doesn't give us the unintended consequences. And we're open to other ideas. We just haven't heard those other ideas yet that, in my mind,
I consider this a pretty inflammatory statement, and which I don't agree with, and I certainly wouldn't put on our website because I don't agree with it. I agree that there are things we can do to empower farmers that don't have 40 acres, but that doesn't mean we don't consider them.
Rod's comments really speak to the reason why this is up there. The fact that this is an issue, that there is an issue here,
yeah.
Correct? We can all agree on that.
Right.
That's why it's here. So until the problem's solved, it's still a problem. Whatever we want, however we want to describe the problem might be slightly different one person to the next, but there's still that issue there.
Obviously, you're getting the sense from folks that you ought to tweak the language, and we agree with you.
I do some policy work, and I understand the interplay between an incentive and an enforcement mechanism. And I'll talk about that under recommendation number 5. But how can we combine those in a creative way so that we don't have that house every 3 acres and allow more entrepreneurship? And what's that enforcement mechanism to validate that it's truly a farm operation and go from there?
With your expertise on policy making, offending the Board of Supervisors in your very first recommendation, probably not a great start. As far as your expertise in policy making, that is offensive. That is not true. I don't believe in that. And I can argue till I'm blue in the face that I have not promoted that.
And I guess
you're telling me that I have not helped out any farmer under 40 acres.
Is this not in planning and zoning?
You cannot speak without being at a microphone and identifying yourself because it's being recorded.
Actually, we would like to get through these, if that's okay.
I will say one thing.
Not necessarily. I'm actually done listening after this one. Because I find it really offensive and very political. And I'd rather just stop the discussion.
The reason this is even up there is because of talking with planning and zoning. It has nothing to do, and I haven't seen the slide, I haven't seen this, but when you sit in the Food Policy Council's meetings and they talk with RJ about certain things, this is a line that is used. It has no reference to the Board of Supervisors, but this is a line that has been used, and it's been used more than once.